Hi, folks.
Uh-oh.
Tammy and I, along with Sadie and Addie, are here in our hometown of Cumming, Georgia. You guys show some love to the hometown. And one thing we really love about our hometown is it's right on the shores of the famous or infamous Lake Lanier. Often when folks who live outside our area hear us or anyone talk about this vast reservoir, their thoughts go straight to the well-publicized tragedies associated with it. And there have been a lot of those. They may even have heard some of the popular stories about the lake being cursed or haunted. And frankly, if any location in this world truly possesses all the right ingredients for haunting, Lake Lanier would have to be it. In fact, there's actually sprung up a whole subcategory of thrill-seeking Lake Lanier tourism based solely around the lake's perceived dangers and alleged paranormal activity. But you know, there's another kind of Lake Lanier story, the kind folks from other places usually don't hear, the stories that don't make the news or guarantee social media views for their creators, and those are the happy Lake Lanier stories, the vacation sagas, the big fish stories, the all-night lake house parties and marshmallows roasted over thousands of lakeside campfires. These days, Lake Lanier is a beloved and hugely popular destination, drawing millions of tourists every year. However, in those first decades, right after the lake's creation, it was considered a regional phenomenon. Well, there's a quite famous story associated with Lake Lanier, one which also represents a very warm memory for many folks. And it took place here at Lanierland. This park is huge, isn't it, Tam?
Yes, it is.
And got everything, all kinds of ball fields, tennis, pickleball. It is big. Tam and I are giving the pups and ourselves a little bit of a workout here at Lanierland Park, a holding of the Forsyth County, Georgia Parks and Recreation Department. Currently, the park offers multiple ball fields, tennis courts, playgrounds, a walking trail, and even pickleball courts. But once upon a time, this was Lanierland Music Park and one of the premier music venues in all of North Georgia for 36 years. Beginning in 1970, Lanierland hosted music royalty, especially those from the world of country and western music. During the first few years of the park's operation, the shows took place under a big revival tent. As the popularity of the show and the venues continued to grow, they quickly outpaced the room they had in that tent, and it was soon replaced by a large metal pavilion that could seat up to 5,000 people. No matter what changes were made to the Lanierland Music Park throughout its years of operation, the down-home atmosphere always remained the same. Truly, it wasn't just a fan favorite, it was also a favorite of many of the artists who came to play here. There were often friendly, familiar faces in the crowd, folks that came back year after year to summer at the lake, and they would come back here to Lanierland Music Park to see their favorite stars. And it even became a tradition for Brenda Jones, the manager of the park and the wife of one of the owners, to prepare a home-cooked Southern meal for the artists. It was truly a holiday-like family affair here at Lanierland Music Park. Tam, Sadie, Addie, let me read you guys a few of the stars that played here over the years. There was Hank Williams Jr., Loretta Lynn, George Jones, Dolly Parton, Porter Wagner, Tammy Wynette, the Oak Ridge Boys, Merle Haggard, Kenny Rogers, the Judds, the Beach Boys, America, Alabama, Waylon Jennings, and a host of others, more than I can name here. 36 years of country music legends. All around the park, there are memorials to Lanierland Music Park from back in the day. And that's great. Looking ahead to the future, but remembering the past, especially the good parts of it. Hundred-foot stage. It's a pretty good size for a music venue. I recognize Mel Tillis there. Looks like Brooks and Dunn. A couple of my favorites, the Judds. Leanne Rhymes. Lanierland is definitely a well-kept park. A slice of Americana. In 2006, the Joneses, who'd been among the first co-owners of the Lanierland Music Park, and the last ones left standing at the end of it all, decided to close it for good. The venue had always been a handful to manage, and the Joneses weren't as young as they were back when the likes of Bo Sivas and Loretti played that old revival tent. Besides, the area itself was changing. When Lanierland Music Park opened here in 1970, the lake community and the world around it seemed like a world apart. And Atlanta still seemed just like a big city 40 miles down the road. Atlanta had already been an economic driver for decades before that, affecting all the towns and community within many miles of its orbit. And Lake Lanier had been created to supply water to Atlanta. Then in 1996, the Summer Olympic Games were hosted by Atlanta. And Lake Lanier, way out here, became the internationally televised venue for the rowing and paddling events. Great part due to the expansion of Georgia 400. Commuting to a job in Atlanta from out here no longer seems so far-fetched. More people like Tam and I made the lake our home year-round. While it is still very much a wonderful place to live, it no longer seems so much like a world apart. Forsyth County purchased the Lanierland Music Park property in 2009, and then in 2017 they reopened it as Lanierland Park. Of course, some changes have been made over the years since then, but they still commemorate the rich history of Lanierland Music Park. You know, Tam, I wonder if any of those kids running around the playgrounds and ball fields at Lanierland Park know how many legends played there before them. If y'all would like to hear more Lake Lanier stories, we got Lake Lanier stories. Let us know in the comments and come back to see us. So until the next time, this is Mike and Tam and Sadie, and Addie's back there somewhere. Until the next time, this is us from Cumming, Georgia and Lake Lanier saying bye. Say bye, ladies.